Assalamu alaikum. Hey guys, this is Abdul Shahid from the Muslim Life Coach Institute. I've been thinking about going live, not going live really, but being on, like being present and actually being consistent. This consistency thing on in life is such a problem when you don't want to be consistent with the things that you think you should do. Now, one of the challenges I have is that my work involves helping people to solve their challenges, and that means that you've got to show up. And I show up for my students, and but I don't always like showing up on like social media doing this sort of thing, and that's the honest truth. So I'm not that consistent with it. But I've been thinking about this thing, and because of like my focus with everything that we do is about like how to live an optimal life using revelation, and so like I come from from the angle of theology and psychology, and psychology, not the traditional stuff, but the science of the Nafs Psychology model, which is what I've extracted from the Quran and Sunnah. So anyway, like in doing that, so I'm always trying to understand my own behavior as well as the behavior of my students and other people. And one of the things about consistency is that you don't feel like it. This is the problem. Like, we don't feel like it. And if you are chasing feelings, you're always going to find that it's too hard, or it's so hard, or I don't want to do it, or I don't feel like it, and you're not going to do it. And the reason that happens, and it happens to all of us without any exception, it's called the human condition, is that we get caught up in a state of mind that we're not questioning. And this is something that I talk about to my students all the time. Getting caught up in a state of mind that you don't question is one of the biggest problems. It's like going through life unconsciously, not aware of what you're doing, not aware of why you're doing, not aware of the fact that you're even doing. And when we get caught up in this, like it really, it's like a vicious circle, like like I call this like the thought-feeling loop. And when you get caught in this thought-feeling loop, what will happen is that you won't take the actions that you want to take, and the consistency of it will be hampered by the fact that you don't feel like it and you're always following your feelings. Like, it's normal. Like, we humans, we are always following our feelings, and if we're not following our feelings, we're always chasing feelings. And you know that because you come to nice places like this. I mean, if you look at this place, I come to places like this because I don't want to say I'm an introvert, because I don't think I am. I think everyone has a bit of both introvert and extrovert traits, but like I come to these places because I'm surrounded by like the unquestioned, I was going to say the unquestioned, or the things that don't question you. Like, I'm surrounded by the creation of Allah, and the creation of Allah don't give you a hard time. Like, circumstances in your life actually don't give you a hard time. It's like the state of mind that we're in when we're in those circumstances, they give us a hard time. So you could be in a place like this right now and be really depressed and anxious and upset and sad, and like you could miss the glory of the place or the environment simply because of the state of your mind. So that goes back to consistency. Like, we become consistent in the things that we feel every single day because we don't question what we think and feel. And when you don't question what you think and feel, then you get consistent in following your feelings. And when you follow your feelings, then you may behave in a way that you don't actually like. This is like a real issue for most people. And look, it becomes an issue for most of us because we just go through everything in our life is about how you feel. Like, you wake up, you don't feel good, so then you don't show up in your life in the way that you want to. You go to sleep and you think about what's coming in the next few days, and you start getting anxious about your to-do list, and you're so behind, or you're not going to be able to get things done, and you get anxious about the future and how things are going to go wrong. You could have the inverse effect also. You could like go to sleep. I mean, this is the sunnah, by the way, like go to sleep in the remembrance of Allah. I mean, like, doing the adhkar al-masa, like the evening adhkar, doesn't mean that you just have to do it like at the time of Maghrib. I mean, you could be doing that and thinking about it, being very, very intentional about it, like right before you sleep, and that would impact you and the quality of your sleep, like, believe it or not. Like I know, because a lot of times when I deal with insomnia issues in the Nafs coaching school, like my students, like when they're struggling with insomnia, it's usually because of these sorts of things. So you want to be consistent, and you don't want to be chasing feelings. Like, you don't want to be chasing feelings, and you want to actually be very, very intentional with your life, because that's what Revelation teaches us, to be intentional, to live an intentional life where we actually get the results we want because we're choosing it. And that's what belief is all about, right? You're choosing it, because you wouldn't just believe out of default. Like, even if you were taught a set of beliefs as youth, as kids, as you grow up, you start questioning it. And when you start questioning it, you want proof, you want evidence, you want it to make sense. And very often, people, when they turn away from these beliefs, and it's because they have some sort of internal conflict. And when we have this internal conflict, like, be it whatever the internal conflict is, again, it comes back down to what you're focusing on, the fact that you're not consistent in like really understanding what's creating your experience, like the state of your mind, your emotions. Like this, actually, well, I say theology and psychology is my forte, but this is what rules everyone's lives. Like, be it the lay person, be it the alim, be it the scientist, like, be it like whoever, like any human being, everyone is driven by what they think and feel, and that totally shapes the way we show up, the behaviors and all of those things. And if you want to change those things, everyone's always running to habits and creating habits. But you can't create a habit unless you create it at the source. Like, when you create it at the source, it changes all your behaviors, it changes everything that you do, it changes how you feel. And when it changes how you feel, it changes the way that you experience your life. And so when you come to a place like this, you can actually enjoy it. Then when you want to be consistent, you can actually be consistent. Like I talk about this whole consistency thing going back, and I'll give you my example of being on and off when it comes to being on social media, because I like my space, as you can see. So I'm here and I'm with no one. Like, that's by choice, by design. Like, I actually love doing that. I love coming to places like this where I can actually reflect and think about the creation of Allah. I can be grateful about my life, and or I can just be miserable and I can sit here and whinge and moan to myself, and it's all a choice. But if I didn't reflect, if I didn't actually question my thoughts and my state of mind, then I would just continue doing that. And this is one of the biggest problems I find that we do, regardless of what level of qualification. I've just started the Professional Muslim newsletter, and the Professional Muslim newsletter, like, initially when I thought about it, like, I was indecisive. I was thinking, what I call this, because I want it to be a compilation of everything a successful Muslim needs, and something that a corner of the world where I can just share all of the things that we need, that I've like extracted from the Quran and Sunnah myself, the things that I've learned. And the Professional Muslim, like, why did I call it even that, Professional Muslim? Because you were created to be a pro at life. You weren't created to be someone who just manages it and gets through life. We were actually created to be people who are successful, professional in everything we do. So whether it's not to do with what profession you're in, albeit a lot of my students are professionals, right? But like, who's not? Like, the homeschooling mother or father is a professional at raising their kids and educating them. The doctor is a professional at administering medicine, diagnosing or whatever. Like, everyone has like an expertise. The whole point of being a professional is that you become expert at life. And when I'm talking about the professional Muslim, I'm talking about being a professional Muslim, being a pro-Muslim, being someone who shows up consistently, and someone who can actually love their life and not just like white knuckle it all the way through, or brown knuckle it if you like, all the way through your life. Like you want to actually enjoy life. Like Allah doesn't expect us to not enjoy life and not have all of the pleasures of life. Like in fact, not everything is halal except some of those things, and some of those things that have been made haram, these are things that are actually bad for us anyway, either as individuals, as a family, as a community, as a society. So the thing is, there's wisdom in everything, but the greatest wisdom is like I find it, and this is from my angle of science of the Nafs Psychology, which is essentially through the Quran Sunnah. Like the greatest wisdom is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this book, the Kitab and the Sunnah, like the Quran and the Sunnah, revealed it in words. The miracle of every other nation was different. The miracle of this nation was revealed in words. Words are what makes humans tick. Like what are the words that you are having running through your mind that you're not questioning every single day? Like, do they align with the words that actually benefit you and actually raise you and help you to be the best you? Because this is really what it is about, to be a professional Muslim, like to live in accordance to, or through the lens of those words. And when you do that, you have like the best experience of life. And that's why I set up the Professional Muslim newsletter. Go sign up to it. It's free, and I'm going to be sharing consistently. I've made a commitment to actually do this, because it's not just about my students in the institute, it's about like all of us as a community, the ummah, just everyone, like all of us. So the thing is, like, I'm going to be sharing on a weekly basis, every Jummah, every Friday, I'm going to be sending out an email with to the community. There's alhamdulillah, we've got thousands in the community already. I'm going to be sending out all the things that I think will benefit you. I'm going to send 5 tips, something to read in 5 minutes, but something that, within that, I'll give you lots of extra stuff if you really want it. So it's going to help you to up-level your life, your mental, emotional health, leadership of your life, becoming the pro, because that's what it's really about, like becoming the pro. Like that's my goal. Like human behavioral science is what the Quran Sunnah is. It teaches us how to be the best that we can be. And so I'm going to extract little snippets and share it with you on a weekly basis. And I'm going to be sharing a podcast with you. Anything that I think I will be running regular live classes, live coaching clinics, and different stuff. Not on social, but I'll be running it within the institute. But it will be free training that I'll be doing on a monthly basis. The people in that community will get access to it. So go sign up and do it because you want to up-level your life. Do it because you want to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do it because you want to get over the struggles and get unstuck and create the results that you want. Like, we all have a level of success in our lives in different areas, but to be a professional Muslim is to have this the blanket of success that covers over your life. You don't want to be living in regret, shame, guilt, and all of those things. You don't want to be living in a state of emotional highs and lows. What you want is to actually flourish with this calm, consistent growth and development. This is a state of ihsan. I mean, I'm wrapping a lot of stuff into this one short life, but you're going to find that over the coming weeks and months, that's exactly what I'm going to be sharing on a regular basis. If you want to become someone who actually loves your life by choice, you live a very definite, intentional life, that's what I'm going to be teaching about, and it's going to be regular. It's going to be outside of the Nafs Coaching School. The Nafs Coaching School is going to be opening on the 20th of June and on the 20th of this month, and I'm going to be running a free training before I open enrollment into it. It's not anything that I've done before. In fact, it's totally new, but it's just going to be something that's going to help you to become a professional. Like, it's the fast track. But anyway, look, you have the choice to lead your own life. You can stay stuck in emotional stuff, or you can stay stuck, like we all get stuck, right? Or you can get unstuck. In fact, if you want to get unstuck, go sign up for the newsletter, and there's a free program that I'm going to share with you via email. It's like a 10-day program. You'll receive like short masterclasses like every other day, to drip feed you and to help you. And I say every other day for a reason, because they're quite deep, and it requires thought and reflection. And if I gave you too much too soon, it would be overwhelming you with too much information. So I've been planning this for a long time, and I've been thinking about how do I be consistent with this and show up for the entire community, not just my students. And this is how I'm going to do it. And hopefully, inshallah, you're going to love it. Like all the students love it. Their lives change. They have to be patient and consistent, because without patience and consistency, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about, in the ladina amanu, as the ones who believe, wahajaru, like Allah talks about those who believe, says about them, wajahadu fi sabilillah, they strive in the path of Allah, right? They strive in the path of Allah. Like your journey throughout the whole of your life is to Allah. If you miss that, you miss life itself. And if you want to have the best life, that's got to be the foundation, the roadmap of your life. And when you do that, and you add everything else on, you add your family, you add your profession, your wealth, your home, your holidays, like all of the things that you love to enjoy in life, when you add that stuff in en route to that destination, then you're going to love life. And that's what this free course is all about. Like, I go into detail, and I spread it out over about 10 days, because it's like pretty, like it is very, very deep. But it is the Quranic science of the nafs. So the thing is, like, to understand that, it's not superficial information. Like, information doesn't change your life. It doesn't make your life better. Like, information is just information. And there's a like, I want to just say there's a difference between knowledge and information, right? Now, knowledge is just information as well. But the knowledge that we gain, like we gain information and we think that's knowledge, right? But I mean, this is my own definition, so you can argue, you can leave it if you like. But knowledge is something that should impact your life, and it should benefit your life, meaning that it should be something practical that you can apply into your life, and it actually changes your life. It helps you to be consistent. It helps you to grow. It helps you to become the best you. That is the kind of knowledge that we're talking about. That's deep. Hence the reason, like, even this free program that I'm putting out, like, it's the equivalent of a paid program. And really, like, you'd spend like a good couple of months like going over it, because it will help you to change your life. But I'm going to give it to you in a short space of time, because I know you're smart, and I know you want it real quick, and everyone gets a little bit impatient. I know me and what I would want. I'd want it all now, today. So anyway, I'm going to share that with you, and so when you sign up for that, it's a free thing. Like, on a weekly basis, I'm going to be showing little snippets like this. It's not going to be deep every single time. I want it to be a 5-minute read, but I want you to be able to take this stuff and apply it and actually change your life. My goal is to show up consistently, just to do this one thing. Like, I'm not going to do anything else. Like, don't ask me. I'm not doing it. But I'm going to show up to do this one thing, because I want to be consistent in doing this, because it's that consistent incremental, that small consistent incremental thing that actually helps us to grow beyond our obstacles, beyond our challenges, and actually live a life that you can love. But let me just tell you straight, if you don't choose that, and you choose to be unhappy and miserable and all of those things, and I know when I say that sort of stuff, that triggers people, because they want to get really angry and say, I didn't choose this. Listen, I get it, but you can make a different choice. That's what I'm saying. If you and look, go through the training, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. But if you choose to live the life that you want, you can change all of that. You can change all of it. this is what the science of the nafs is. It's the Quran and Sunnah. Like I know people say things like, how do you know? Well, just look in the Quran. Like, look at what I'm teaching and then go and check it out. And you're going to find that it's all there, and you just have never thought about it that way. But then if you take it and you apply it, that's where the real I was going to say the real magic is, but magic is haram, as you know. So that's where the real barakah is, right? Like, if you take it and apply it, the real barakah is in the application of it, the living of it. Like, being a professional Muslim is about living it. It's not about consuming it and getting more and more information. It's about actually learning how to do it. And it's not, look, I get it. One of the gripes that most of us Muslims have, and I had it for many, many years until I had it for many years, right? One of the gripes is that we've got all of this theory, all of this really nice information. It makes you feel good when you get it first, and then it doesn't actually help you solve your problems. And so it needs to be like real tarbiyah, real nurturing. Like, it has to be just not information. It has to be like something that you can apply. And that's why that's exactly why I set up the Muslim Life Coach Institute. That's exactly why I'm opening the Nafs Coaching School. Because it's the process of going from the information to the actualization of that in your life. And really, we focus on the fundamentals of life, because that's where all of your quality of life comes from. So this is a bit of a long one. I wasn't intending on actually doing this. I was going to do a quick reel, that's like 90 seconds. But I started it, and it, as you can see, it's almost like it's all coming out constantly, and I couldn't finish it. So I thought, I'll go live, which is something that I don't like doing. But anyway, I'm doing it because this isn't about me. It's about you. It's about the revelation, and it's about actually something that we all should have, and we should have been taught right from the very beginning. Like, it should be in the schools. It should be at every level of education, because without it, we struggle through life. And it's not that you shouldn't go through life having some struggle. Yes, that's a part of life. There will be some level of trial and tribulation, but it doesn't have to be like such trial and tribulation that it blows you out of the water and it throws everything into the bin. Like, it actually doesn't have to be like that. And a lot of times it's not like that, except that we get caught in the it's like the emotional bubble. That emotional bubble sucks. It's like getting caught in like acid. Like, who on earth wants to get caught in that? Like, and that's what emotional bubbles are like. So when you get caught in that emotion and you're really hating it, like, you want to come out to a place like this. I mean, look at this. This is like amazing. So anyway, now I feel like I'm waffling, so I'm going to leave you. If you want to sign up for the free training, go to themuslimlifecoach.org and sign up there. Like, it's and I'll be sending it out every Friday. And in fact, the first newsletter is going to go out tomorrow. It's not Friday, it's Sunday, but like I couldn't make it in time because I had this technical issue. So anyway, I'm going to be doing that, and it's going to start tomorrow, and I'll be running on the 20th of the month. I'll be running a free training live. It won't be here on social, it will be on Zoom, and I'll be sharing it with the students in the community. And inshallah, it's actually going to be about relationships, funny enough. Relationships, building them, breaking them, rebuilding them, and getting away from the emotional stress that we get caught in. All things mental health and relationships. That's probably a good summary of it. So anyway, I will leave you on that. Jazakumullah khair for being present and watching, and I'll see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.